Good morning, all. Welcome. Welcome to Thursday broadcast. Please let me know when you come on if you can hear me. I am unmiked today, which is probably not ideal, but hopefully you can hear me. Welcome, you guys. I am just back home. This is my home uh, from the most incredible week in Sedona, Arizona, hosting a retreat for my clients, the most fantastic mothers, women who I know, who I'm just so honored and privileged to have done live in person work with for the first time since we had people there from 2017 who have worked with me since 2017 or sometime between then and now. And I've never hosted an in-person live event slash retreat before. So this is the first time. And I'm just still kind of glowing. Coach Laney and I are glowing from that experience. And so I wanted to come in today. The words that really came to me for what these women are doing, what they're living, what they're expressing, what they're being as moms in the world is that they are living motherhood on their terms. They're living life on their terms. They are, and they've been doing this for some more recent graduates of Awaken Motherhood. But everyone who came to this retreat is this one is was a closed specifically to the community of clients who've worked with me personally at some point. So I wanted to share some of what uh, comes comes away from that experience with me, some of what I have taken away, and just sharing a glimpse with you of what motherhood on your terms really means and how it looks and how it feels to be in the presence of 14 incredible humans who have shifted and aligned their beliefs and their emotional life and their family, so internally and externally, into being who they want to be and living life on their terms, meaning living the vision of joy, of connection, of love, of freedom, whatever it is that people want within their lives right now. And so I'm going to chat with you about that a little bit today. First, I just want to check in and say, please do say hello, click the like button. I'm not sure. I'm not sure Facebook is going to show me when you guys come on. Sometimes that happens. It's kind of fussy. Um, Facebook can be a fussy baby sometimes. First question, just a little check-in, tune in before we get to chatting about real life and motherhood. Is that I want you to just drop in the chat right now. We're gonna do a little mood check-in. So, what mood are you in, or have you been in this morning? What mood are you in today? I want you to drop it in the not the chat. We're not on Zoom. What are we on? Comments. Drop it in the comments. What is your mood mostly right now or this morning? Might be cranky, might be at peace, might be expansive, might be tired, irritable, just okay. Do a little check in. So, anywhere from bliss to depression. No judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. You guys really, this is a judgment-free zone. So if you're here, you were probably here because at some point, whether it was the Thrive Motherhood workshop or an embodiment workshop, you got wind of the fact that this community is all about helping you to overcome your stuck places in your life right now, whether that's parenting, whether it's marriage, whether it is feeling stagnated in your progress as a human, professionally, your life purpose. That what we're talking about here is helping mothers, specifically in the life stage that you're in, to let go of what is causing overwhelm, to overcome the stagnation, that heaviness, the stuckness in the emotional part of your life and relationships, and live a life that you really, really have dreamed of. Live a life that is a life of joy, of choices, of freedom. And so when we were in Sedona for this live retreat in my community, with these fantastic mothers all of them I met because they came to me for help and did the work in Awaken Motherhood. So every one of them I've coached one to one personally at some point. It was such a pleasure because I know these women already. And so getting to be in the room with many of them who had not met each other live, but had known each other live on Zoom through working together in one of our groups. Um, we got to we got to feel each other. We got to be in a room and feel the energy in the room and like experience each other in another in a bigger dimensional way, just more dimensions. And so the title of this event, this retreat, was Abundance Expansion. Abundance is something that I do teach people about, the energy of abundance, how to awaken that in your life. I teach that in Awaken Motherhood. That's my 16-week signature program. I also have a program called Abundance Generator, which is just specifically about up-leveling your identity into the most expansive version of you that has the life that she wants. And that's a year-long program. But this retreat was focused just on abundance expansion, meaning helping people uncover what you want and then what are the steps to align with that and actually action that. So I'm going to just pull a little piece from this to give you a little teaching today about abundance expansion. So first, let's just talk about what the energy of abundance is. It's motherhood on your terms. It's living life on your terms. That's really, in this context, that's what abundance means. It means I get to do life the way that feels good for me. I'm going to say it again. In motherhood, abundance says I get to do life in a way that feels good for me. So, what's underneath that? I deserve to feel good. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to feel fulfilled in my life now. I'm not here to rush to take care of everyone else. I'm not here to push and force things to be the way I need them to be so I can feel okay, so I can feel accomplished, so I can get to the end of my to do list. Rushing, pushing, forcing energy is where a lot of people are at when they come into work with us. I'm trying to force things to be enough or okay. So that creates a lot of depletion in your system, in your physical body as well, and mentally as well. So mental overload, feeling like your bandwidth is really low, feeling that your capacity is really small. So as long as everything works the way that my calendar says it should, or the way my expectations say that it should, as long as that all goes according to plan, then everything will be okay. But if one thing goes sideways, then it all spins out of control and then I hit the wall really quickly. If you're living life in that way, that is a bit of feedback for you. Take the feedback. I need a better system. My system is not allowing me the flexibility that I need. Okay, so all these women who we just uh, worked with in Sedona already have that piece because they've already worked with me before. So they've got that. They know already how to shift and up level beliefs aligned with what they want, tap into their heart's desires, make that a reality. They already know how to do these things. Emotionally, they're like on point, knowing how to shift something that's not working for them, and accessing joy where they want to in their lives. For many of you here, I know who've done a lot of amazing work and therapy, and you've got some practices already going. So it's not your first rodeo. Some of the things that I'm saying feel familiar to you. They resonate with you. You've done healing work before, and yet still you're living life from an engine that that is running really high. So you feel like in order to get people to hear you, you have to raise your voice. You have to be you have to kind of force things in order to jam and cram everything in. Life doesn't feel easy, or or maybe your kids aren't cooperative. Maybe your partner doesn't really hear you, believe you, collaborate with you or support you in the ways that you want. Those are all sort of environmental signs or feedback that something is not working for you. If you're tired, you're frustrated, you get overwhelmed, you snap, you feel empty, you feel not seen. These are all things people come in to do the work with me, having like felt that way for a long time. And a lot of our full-time working moms, super busy, there's no connection really, very little connection with like, I'm giving myself what I want. I feel good. I feel fed. I feel nurtured. I feel loved and seen and appreciated because it's just go, 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 provide, provide, provide. It's all going out to the kids. It's all going to the home. It's all going to your clients, your team, who you manage, whatever it is. And then there's just a real lack of fulfillment within you, within your emotional world, within your heart. So let's talk about that for a moment. So if you're living life sort of waiting for something outside of you to change, that's kind of, or like needing other people to comply with you or needing life to cooperate with you in these specific ways in order for you to feel okay. That's like living life according to other people's agenda or terms. So let me see if I can think of an example for this. Okay, so I have a 11-year-old and a 14-year-old. And those of you who have teenagers or beyond, you know that there's just a lot of up and down emotions. I mean, little kids too. It's all the same. That never goes away. That never goes away. It might intensify in the teen years. It may look different, but it's a lot like toddlerhood. So, and those two developmental phases really are very linked, closely linked. They parallel each other. And I know this from having so many teen clients through the years and so many families with young kids that, you know, there are a lot of parallels there. What do they call it? Teenager, something like that. I forget the terms. Anyway, there's a reason that people joke about that. So let's say that I was moving through this life stage right now, with some beliefs or thoughts that as long as my kids were happy, as long as they were successful, not struggling, as long as they were not whatever, fill in the blank, that I'm doing a good job. I'm good enough. Let's say I was measuring my success on my kids' performance or um, their happiness. Let's say I was measuring my success based on their happiness. Now, as a general rule, yeah, I mean, you got to feel like you're doing a good job if your kids are healthy, happy, and thriving. You got to feel like you're doing a good job. But I can't tell you how many women I've met through this platform, through my work as a clinician, and as a coach, whose kids on paper are thriving, but what's happening at home behind closed doors does not feel good. It feels like disconnect or disrespect or frustration or power struggle, bashing heads. And when that is the case, there really is no thriving. There is no fulfillment. There probably is not a lot of peace and calm for you as a mom if those relationships feel tense or like absent, like your teenagers don't want anything to do with you. It's hurtful. It's really, really hurtful. And so let's just say that I was moving through life and that I was judging myself or my success as a mom based on how my kids, how well my kids are doing. If that is the case, and my kids are struggling, what's going to happen to me if I'm only doing as well as they're doing? If I'm only doing as well as my marriage is doing? If I'm only doing as well as my monthly performance at work? What's going to happen if I'm only doing as well as my kids' grades are doing in this moment in time? If I am living life as a result of what's going on out here right now in this moment in time, there's no real power in that. There's no real control in that. There's no real sense of self in that. It feels really empty. Can you feel that? Like if I'm just gauging how okay I am based on how my husband thinks of me or feels about me, I have no terms. I've signed up to their terms. And what I just witnessed in these 3 days of abundance expansion work with my clients is that until you know what you really want, and it can be so simple, you guys, you got to just take a minute to do yourself the favor to notice what is not working about your life right now. What is not working? Really be honest with yourself. What is not working for me? For me, about how I've arranged my life up until now, about what I've allowed or tolerated up until now. Now we're getting into your terms. What are your terms? What are your terms? And I'm going to ask you, in case no one's ever given you permission to think about this, in case no one's ever really turned the light on in your brain about, you get to have terms, you get to have standards, you get to decide how you want this to go for the next 10 years, the next 20 years of having kids around you, under your feet, or in your home, or as you're driving them a million different places as they get older and their lives expand. How do you want it to go? How do you want your relationships with them to feel? How do you want you to feel? How are you going to make you happy? How are you going to make yourself joyful? If we're always pushing, striving, trying to earn our happiness, or earn that we prove that we're good enough, earn our happiness, our joy, our appreciation from our families or beyond. If we're always pushing and striving and trying to earn that stuff, then we're waiting for someone else to give it to us. And you will be waiting till the cows come home. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Don't do that. Don't look for your worth in other people. Don't look for your appreciation in other people. Don't wait for them to give it to you. Start right now appreciating yourself and your life and all you do by asking yourself a very simple question. What is not working the way that I need it to, the way that I want it to? What is not feeling joyful about my life, or really having that look in the mirror to say, if I were brave enough to see it, what would I admit to myself is not going well? Is it my mental health, my emotional health, my marriage, my relationship with this kid? Is it that I feel like I'm going to crack, that I'm afraid I'm going to have, a lot of you I've spoken to, afraid I'm going to have a heart attack, afraid I'm going to have a stroke? I'm that stressed. My blood pressure's through the roof. My doctor says it's stress. I tried therapy, it didn't work. I had a lot of those conversations with you guys over the years. This kid is going to end me. I can't be the mom this kid needs me to be. What if it was all okay to just admit that? What if there was no stigma to admitting that? What if in this community, in this circle, with so much love and understanding and collective wisdom, what if it was okay for you to just show up here and go, I don't like this? Drop it in the comments right now. I'm done with this. I don't want to have this be true in my life anymore. Just I'm going to invite you to claim it. No one's going to judge you here. If anyone judges you, I'm going to kick them out. Okay, that's how this works. I'm going to block them and I'm going to kick them out. This is my house. You're okay. You're safe here. So no one is allowed to PM you. No one is allowed to DM you outside of me or Coach Lainey or Coach Wendy, because I know that that is going to come from love. Anybody else who's in this community who DMs you, please let us know so we can just exit them on out of here to another group. You are boundaried and you're safe and there's no judgment. Say right now, and then out loud to yourself, and then let us know what it is. I am done with this. Gretchen, I'm done with mediocre putting away of dishes after my kids unload the dishes. I'm done with that. I want people to follow through. Let's frame it in the positive, right? I want my kids to follow through and not haphazardly, lazily throw the dishes in the cupboard when they're doing their chore of unloading the dishes. And I'm done with accepting that mediocrity. Yeah, celebrating you for that. What else? I'm done being talked down to by my teenager, by my partner. I'm done with that. I'm not having that. I'm done feeling like a servant. I'm done feeling like a martyr. I am so done. I am so ready to shift the exhaustion when I wake up and realize the life I've created is just too heavy. I don't want to do it this way anymore, right? Usually if you're being honest, when you hit that moment, that point, it's the waterworks. It's crying. I don't have time to cry. I don't have time to feel that, so I can't really feel that. You know what? You can, and you do. So when you have that moment of realization, the light bulb goes off, and you go, I just don't want to do it like this anymore. First of all, I'm just going to acknowledge you and say, right on. That is exactly where you need to start before things can change. And then here's my gift to you today. You are not the problem. It is not your fault. You are not incapable of change. You're not. All of us are capable of change. You're just missing the key ingredients. You're missing the key ingredients for a formula that works for you and your family to thrive. Okay? It's not your problem alone. It's not your fault that things aren't working for you. But guess what else? It's not only someone else's fault. It's not your husband's fault or your wife's fault. It's not your 13-year-old's fault. It's not your 7-year-old's fault for being extra hard and intense. Our kids are just a part of the system. They're reflecting our stuff. They're reflecting their other parents' stuff or family generational pattern stuff. Okay, don't blame the kids. If you've been blaming your kids, please, I urge you to consider that all things come from us and get reflected through our kids, okay? It's not our kids' fault. So if you want something to shift and you know what it is, then what is your next step? This was a part of our 3-part training in this event in Sedona. Then what? Once you know what you want to shift, once you're ready to just, let that die, just shed that layer of who you are, of your identity that is no longer a part of who you want to be, a part of where you're headed, who you're becoming, a part of helping your family thrive. Maybe it worked 20 years ago for you, 10 years ago, even yesterday, but today you're done with that. Yes, I'm celebrating you. That's amazing. Well done for seeing it, for owning it, for claiming it. And I can't see what you guys are claiming because the comments aren't showing to me, but I will look back. And for those of you watching the replay, go ahead and drop it in. But within that, seeing it, it's not enough to leave it there. It's not enough, you guys. You have to action it. You have to action it. So here's what the answer is. I'm going to give you a couple actions you can take. One, you need to decide you're no longer wanting to stay in this, right? So, two, once you've made your decision, is to open to what new thing you need, what new strategy, what new system, what new support you need to shift into your outcome, otherwise known as solution, otherwise known as the version of your life where you truly get to feel good and be happy and be at peace and feel fulfilled. No, it is not a pipe dream. I just sat for 3 days with 14 women who are really living that life on their terms. On their terms. They're saying what they want. They're investing their money in what they want. They are choosing what they get to learn and grow into next. They're not asking for permission to do those things from anybody. They're uncomfortably moving toward better and better and better systems in their lives for more connection and love and respect. And it's so, so beautiful to support that and witness it and to help people have more of what they want. And I want to help you guys have more of what you want too. So you decide what you want or what you don't want anymore. You just don't want to take it with you into tomorrow. Awesome. Now, most people at this point get really scared. This is why I offer a free clarity session. So people get really scared. They go like, I want that but, or if I do that, then this is going to happen. And all this thinking and fear in your body and all these like thoughts start firing about I can't because this. The brain is really good at pointing out all the reasons why you can't have what you want. This is where you need an expert to step in and meet you at the table and guide you through a process of teasing out what's just what the brain is saying you can't have it, it's not real, and what's a real obstacle. And that we cover in the clarity session. That's a free session just for you with me. Get on my calendar for that. We can drop you a link for that one for a clarity session. The process of uncovering what's real, what's not real, what's actually a real limitation and what's not a real limitation will help you to know what's a right next step for me. So am I at a point where I just need to kind of learn and receive and grow like in a without doing dynamic work yet? Awesome. We have thousands literally of resources that we will send you to help you kind of build some knowledge, some awareness, some insight. Okay, that's going to help you. That's kind of step one of the process. If you already have a lot of knowledge and insight and you're already pretty tapped into what's not working in your life and you don't want to sit in that anymore, you're ready for some more dynamic work. You need real solutions. You're ready for real solutions. Then we can talk real solutions. But first, we're going to assess what's going on for you and what exactly do you need. Okay. And so on the clarity session, then we'll really uncover like what is going to be the match for getting you where you want to go. And there are several different ways to do that. And I'll help you assess. If I know I can help you or we can help you in one of our programs, then I will guide you to which one is going to get you to where you want to go. But oftentimes we're not that great at identifying even what it is we want. It's hard to picture the life that we want in a way without the conflict, without the stress and strain, without the heaviness, without the rushing, pushing, forcing, not enough time, not enough rest. Your brain can't think past that. So you need someone like me in your corner to help you hold that vision. And then I can tell you, based on many years of experience, what is going to be a likely outcome for you. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm pretty good at intuiting where it is you really want to go and kind of helping you to tease out what's in your mind a limitation, but really is not going to stand in your way of what you want, and then just kind of show you what that is, so you can make a really empowered choice about what is your next step. Okay, so you are not incapable. I really want to say this again. You are just lacking a great system, a proven system that will give you the results that you want. Within that, you're probably lacking support. You're probably lacking some expertise, some holding. You're probably lacking connection to a community that uplifts you, that shifts your mindset just from being around them. These things are pretty intense and pretty magical, and they help you make faster shifts. Okay, so we will drop the link for you to book a call. Your next action step is to get on my calendar for a clarity call. I've opened some spots up for you guys, just a few spots. Today's Thursday. Later today and tomorrow, and then there should be some more spots open next week. If you can't find one, let me know. We can get you on a list. Okay, we can help get you on the calendar. Takeaways. So structure is a good thing, and I'm always gonna give you guys a structure. So I want you to drop a takeaway, just one thing you heard, one thing that stuck for you in this talk. Maybe it's, wow, I didn't even know I get to decide what I want. Wow, I never thought about that. I get to live motherhood on my terms. Or maybe it's, yeah, there's definitely something that I want to shift here. And I got clear on it, or here's the thing I want to shift. If you haven't said it yet, say it now. And if you're going to book a call with me, a clarity call with me, even if you guys who are here that are my beautiful clients, if you worked with me before, you're ready to work on the next thing, just get on my calendar. I'm happy to chat with you guys, or you can message me. Okay, it's been so lovely connecting with you and being here. And remember, your life belongs to you, or you and God, no one else. Your life does not belong to your children. Your life does not belong to your husband. You can't take them with you when you die. This is your life that you are not only responsible for, but you get to have. You get to live life on your terms, you guys. You get to find fulfillment. You get to find joy. You get to live in love. You get to do that. And no one can give it to us. People can only reflect it back to us. So if you want it, let's figure out what system you need to be able to have that, from like that big sunshine in you to shine out into your world for you and for others. Love you so much. Have a beautiful day. And I look forward to seeing you guys on my calendar so we can have a chat.